April, Mama April, are you serious?
Hey, what's up you guys? Shortimus Prime here doing another DC Universe Classics or DC Signature Series figure on the San Diego Comic-Con 2014 Doomsday exclusive figure from Mattel. I gotta give a big thanks to Sean Long for making sure I got mine, and then I got my Doomsday stolen while I was doing my Star Wars Hasbro interview. And then I also gotta give a big thanks to Mike for making sure I was able to get another copy of Doomsday. I really like this Death of Superman packaging, it's very cool. Of course, that's what Doomsday is known for. Back in the 90s, I was like 11 or something when that happened. Anyway, you can feel it's glossy right here at the bloody S, and then the rest of it's very matte. It says Doomsday right there at the top. Get this little bio if you want to go ahead and read that. You can pause it now. And nothing really much on the sides or at the bottom over here. You can untap this, and then get this out here, and then we can bust out Doomsday. Oh god, damn it, who took my Doomsday? Now this packaging does look a little bit more impressive when you actually have the figure inside. I like how it mimics the comic book covers from back at the time. You know, if you grew up in the 90s, how did you not read this? And then there's some cracks right there, intentionally sculpted in the plastic bubble, which I think is a great touch. It says, the beginning of the end, Doomsday! We have some nice art on the side of the packaging. Here's the other side of the packaging. Then here's the back of the packaging over here, and then it has the same exact bio that we got on the black part. And I've seen some interesting pictures where people take out the inside sleeve. This is kind of a nifty thing to have. You have Superman in the background, the Daily Planet, and you have all the wreckage going on. So here you have Doomsday in his cryo suit, and I like this figure. I really like the paint sculpt on it more than anything else. I think the articulation is a little lacking in some places. You can tell that they've reused the same body mold that we got with Kilowog, and then some other collect and connect figures from the DCUC line. Star-Lord, man. I just realized he has Star-Lord eyes, or Star-Lord has Doomsday eyes. But anyway, I like the head sculpt on this figure. I had to go through a bunch to find one that didn't have a bunch of weird paint apps on him, and even this guy right here, there's just tiny little scuffage right there on the rim of that goggle, and that's a little irritating. But for the most part, I do like the sculpted lines right in there, and I do like that shadowing effect that they have with that black paint over the green, especially going towards the bottom of the head. I think it looks great. Nice sculpted lines in here. And that shadowing effect goes throughout the entire figure, and I really like the sculpted parts on top of this thing. This is really cool. There's at least 3 different colors of silver. We have this gunmetal kind of color, a regular silver color right here, and then there's this color right over here that looks like it's been dry brushed a little bit. And I think it's really awesome. I love what they've done with this. I think it looks really cool. That little piece right there on the darker green section, and on the boots and everything. I guess the lower half of the figure looks like it's a little small, but not really. I mean, he's supposed to be top heavy. He's a huge character. But the legs look really good on the figure. I like the stretching marks. It looks like he's wearing pants. I think the feet came out pretty good too. And we get some nice wrinkles behind the legs right there as well. The figure overall just looks pretty amazing. Now there is this cord piece that does hang all the way out over here, and it's not made with a bendy wire inside. I really wish it was. You can see some tattered wiring coming out of it a little bit. But yeah, I wish they had a bendy wire for this. That would have been really cool. It's not really particularly his weapon, it's just flowing around, but still, you know, bendy wires, man, come on, they gotta bring those back. Doomsday's articulation is not the greatest. It's okay. His head moves up pretty good, and it moves down a reasonable amount, and it rotates side to side. No head pivot over here though. His shoulders can move outward that much, and you can rotate them forward. He has a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, the wrists move side to side, and there is no hinge. Now he doesn't really have an ab crunch, even though that joint does exist, but it is hindered by these tubes over here. Yeah, and it's barely moving back and forth over there. He does have a waist swivel though. He has a gaping DCUC crotch pits right here. His legs kick all the way up. He has a mid-thigh rotation right there, single jointed knee. He does have boot rotation, ankles move down, up, and a very subtle ankle pivot, but it does exist. And he does not have pickles at the bottom of his feet. And I'm just realizing now that it looks like my figure has 2 left feet, no? Or are they switched? Now Doomsday stands just under 10 inches tall, and here he is standing next to DCUC Superman and Lex Luthor. Thank you, John 3.0. And here he is next to Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. So as much as I would have preferred the other version of Doomsday where he's outside of his suit, that would have been so sick, but I guess the spikes just cost way too much. I still really like this figure a lot. Again, big thanks to Sean Long and Mike for making it possible for me to get this figure, even though now he has 2 left feet, damn it, and the other one got stolen from me. What a bummer. I've gone through hell. Well, he is Doomsday. Anyway, I hope you guys liked my video. Hit the like button if you did, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you later. Peace.
Gave it a spark. Welcome to articulated comic book art.
That's crispy.
There's at least 3 different